trying to answer questions for Wealth Builder Nation, and just had one come in, and I'm summarizing the questions here. Some of them are rather long with a lot of backstory, but an excellent question came in about affirmative action. Gentleman's in the corporate world and is struggling with the idea of progression, and I think it's an excellent question because I experienced the same thing 10 years ago. And to give you a little bit of a backstory with me, I'm in corporate America. I'm not a lazy guy. I would describe myself as pretty ambitious. And for me, I was in corporate finance, the securities industry. So I was doing compliance work for stock traders, bond traders, annuities, and a lot of financial services products. Not to give you too much of a crazy go down the rabbit hole there, but it was a corporate job, and with each new exam that I took or board certification that I passed, there was a slight increase in my pay and advancement, trying to work myself up to management, and there was always this this undertone, this joking but not joking feeling of affirmative action. It always came up that it was kind of like, hey, let's take a walk to Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, but sorry you got up to the new management position, or I heard you got this this pay raise. Well, they needed a black guy in management, or they needed somebody else. They needed some diversity in this particular department, and that's probably why you got that raise. And again, it was never said directly to me. But there's only so many jokes. Jokes are, they're funny because they're based on some truth, right? I mean, that's kind of the idea, is that some things are funny because there is some truth to it. And it really bothered me because I realized after a while that no matter how ambitious I was, no matter how many tests that I took, no matter how much I was better than the man or woman sitting next to me, no matter how much I advanced, I would still be stuck with this stigma of, maybe I got it because there was a need for diversity in this department, or maybe I was advanced because there was a need for a minority in management, and that really bothered me. And so one of the things that I did, and one of the reasons I'm in this business, and one of the reasons that I love this business, is because when 2010 rolled around, 2008, the 2007 the stock market crashed. Our company was tanking. Anyway, wasn't sure whether we were going to survive. They ended up surviving the financial crash. Housing market crashed in 2008. About 2010, my boss, I remember her telling me that I was lucky to have a job. That I, like I said, that I shouldn't be looking, I shouldn't be so ambitious. And that's what she was kind of getting at. I shouldn't be so ambitious, shouldn't be looking for raises and advancement. And that was kind of it for me. I realized that between all the negative stigma that comes with being black and sometimes in corporate America, and I'm not, by any means, encouraging all minorities to quit their jobs by putting this video out here, or putting this note out here. But for me, that's the way I felt. I felt in 2010, I was ready to move on, and I wanted to make my own money. I wanted to stand on my own too, because now that I'm running my own business, now that I own rental property, now that I'm making my own money, there is no one that can tell me I can advance as much as I want. I can make $100,000, or I can make $1 million. And if I make that million, I didn't make it because I was put into a management position. I didn't make it because I was black and somebody gave something to me. I made it because I educated myself. I made it because I networked with the right people. I made it because of the things that I do day to day. I did it because I woke up early in the morning and I really got after it. I did it because I put goals in place and I executed those goals. So it wasn't a very emotional question, very good question. It touches upon a lot of the things that I went through 10 years ago as well. And again, I'm not advocating for anybody to just up and quit their job because they don't want to. Everybody needs to start somewhere. Everybody needs to have a place. My time in corporate America, my time I work for Citizens Bank, I work for Bank of America, again, I work for other financial services institutions as well. I do not regret it at all. It was just a time for me to take that next step and move on because of the way the employer and some of the employees there went about their business. So again, not for everybody, but excellent question, and I'm glad it was asked. I think in this business, one of the reasons I love running your own business, being an entrepreneur, being an investor, is that you can make your own money, and there is no ceiling for you. One of the greatest things that I wake up feeling is that my ability to generate income, my ability to build wealth is solely dependent on me and the things that I do day to day, and I love that feeling. So hopefully that answers your question. Again, live from my basement, just answering some questions from Wealth Builder Nation. I very much appreciate you guys sending these in and asking them, and I'm just trying to. Some of these have been sitting around for a week now, and I wanted to get back to each one of you and make sure that your questions were answered. So hopefully this was helpful, and we'll move on to the next one.